I'm George Flynn, and you're watching In-Depth TV. Today, we'd like to talk about you. That's correct. We're going to talk about you. And some areas in your life that you may not have thought about for a long time. We talk about appreciation and appreciation of others and appreciation of circumstances. Well, do you appreciate yourself? Do you appreciate everything about you? Do you appreciate and accept yourself? You know, some people don't really appreciate it. They don't think, oh man, I'm glad I can see, even if I use glasses. I'm glad I can hear, even if I use a hearing device. I'm glad I can taste. I'm glad I can smell. I'm glad I can touch. You know, it's an appreciation of those things, but it's even deeper appreciation of yourself. You're a unique person. Unique. Never been one like you. And I know a lot of people talk about, oh, there's somebody that looks like me out there, but they don't have your personality. And they don't have your experience, and they don't have your judgment, and they don't have your wisdom. So you are a unique person, a unique being, we'll say. And with that, you need to appreciate that fact that you're, one in 500 million. You're one in there, you're just one. And 500 million to one says, that was your chances of being born. 1 in 500 million. And I won't go into the details of it, but there was one egg and one sperm, and they came together, and it was 1 in 500 million chance. So maybe you have done well so far. And I want you to appreciate that fact that you are unique. There's no one else like you. There probably never has been, never will be. Never will be somebody that's had the same experience that you've had, not even in the science fiction areas of parallel universes. You're unique, and what I'm saying is respect yourself and respect and appreciate everything about yourself. Well, others may criticize you, and a lot of people get kind of upset when they're criticized. Oh, you could do this better, you could do that better. Well, remember, you're out there doing something. Other people may be critics. They're critics, they're a dime a dozen. Anybody can criticize, but very few people can get out there and do something. And you're one of the doers because you're watching this. You're one of those that wants to get out there and do something. Now, a lot of people will say, well, you can't, I could have done better, but they didn't. A lot of people can say, well, they didn't use this, they didn't do that, they didn't use this kind of language, they used bad grammar, but they did not do it. Whatever it is, they didn't do it. They found fault with it. And everybody's going to probably find fault with something. Something. But, that's that. But we can be curious and we can be compassionate. And when others criticize you. Now, what does that mean by compassionate? We can be very forgiving, saying, they must be having a bad day. It's something about them, not about me. It's something about them that's going wrong that they need to criticize me. You say that to yourself. Something's going on in their life that you may not even know about. They may be having a really hard time, and they're taking it out on, that's right, taking it out on you because you have dared to stand up and do something. So let's not be too hard on our critics. And be curious. And the curiosity is, why in the world would they criticize me? why in the world? What's going on with them? I'm just doing my thing. I'm out here doing it, and I'm doing the best I can do. And when you're doing your best, the criticism is out the window. I don't care what anybody says. If you're doing your best and you're trying and you're doing everything you can toward a worthy goal, and someone else criticizes and say they can do better, I wouldn't even, a lot of people say, well, you tell them, you go ahead and do it, then you do better. I wouldn't even say that, because they're not going to do it, and they're not going to do better. They're just looking for a way to criticize you so that they look better. That's the general, the general way that all of that happens. Now, who you are is who you are. Who you are. Who are you? You know, you can kind of define yourself. I'm a so-and-so age. I'm from so-and-so. I do this, I do that. Be proud of who you are. Be proud of your family. Be proud of where you came from. Be proud of those things. There is no shame in coming from poverty. There's no shame in it. You shouldn't stay in poverty, but there's no shame in starting there. There's no shame in starting in middle class. There's no shame in any of this. Just be proud of it. Look how far you've come from where you started. That's the important part. What's been the journey? Have you stayed right where you started? Or have you moved up, moved up, moved up? And most people have moved up and are, proud of what they've done. And that is perfectly okay. It's perfectly all right to do that. Now, a lot of people, people will come up to you and you'll know instantly, do you trust them or do you not trust them? And it's something inside of you that can say, this person's trustworthy. This other person's not trustworthy. Well, let's turn that around. Are you trustworthy? Do you trust yourself? Do you trust the things that you do to be in the best interest of you, your family, everyone else in the world? Do you trust yourself? And these are questions, and they're great questions to think about and to answer, but how much do you trust yourself? Are you imperfect? Are you perfect? Are you imperfect? Well, most people know the answer to that. Most people are imperfect, and they find they've made mistakes. And what do these mistakes do? They give you an opportunity to improve, an opportunity to find out what you did wrong, when you did it, where you did it, and an opportunity to correct it. And so people make mistakes and they use them as opportunities to learn very valuable lessons in life. Now, other people, they make mistakes and they say, well, I made a mistake. And they move on. But if you use every mistake that you make as an opportunity to learn something about yourself, and learn something about the way you react, and learn something so that you don't do that again, or if you made this mistake, you can have a life's lesson out of it, and you can actually tell it to other people. So I think there is a very good place for mistakes, for errors, if you use them as learning experiences. If you don't use them as learning experiences, what do you do? Being confident. being self-assured. How confident and self-assured are you? A lot of people are not confident at all. They get really uncomfortable when somebody mentions, are you confident? Can you make decisions? Are you self-assured? Well, I'm urging you to be confident, be self-assured, and learn from the mistakes that you or others have made and get better. Be confident that you can handle any situation, anything that happens. If you can handle anything that happens, then you're confident. You're good. It's good to go. And that's the reason, as a person, the more experience you have, the more you know you can handle any situation, the more confidence you can have, and it will show, and people they'll be more confident around you. So you're a good example of what's going on in the world and how you can stand up to it and not worry about it so much. Now, these are questions that are tough to answer, tough to ask too. Do you feel like you're a winner, or are you the other one, a loser? Are you a winner? You are. Whether you want to admit it or not, whether you want to tell yourself a lie that you're a loser just because you didn't make an A+ on your report card, or just because something got lost, it doesn't make you a loser. Something happened. Okay, we learn from it. We move on. We don't stay stuck in that I'm the victim mentality. We don't stay stuck there. We take the winner attitude of, well, it's not the number, I've heard this before, and you probably heard it too. It's not the number of times you get knocked down. It's the number of times that you get up and keep going. And all you got to do is get up one more time, just one more time, then you get knocked down. And you may get knocked down 10 times. Get up just one more time. Get up 11 times. It's good. No big deal. So don't stay down. If you get knocked down, don't stay down. Get up just one more time. That's all you got to do. Well, who's your best friend? Who's your best friend out there? You can come up with a name, can't you? I bet a name immediately came to you. But I'm going to give you a suggestion that you can be your own best friend. What's a best friend do? They act in accordance with what's good for you and what's good for them. But you can be your own best friend if you're acting in accordance with what's good for you. Let's don't start acting in accordance something detrimental that harms you that's maybe good for somebody else. Well, sometimes we know we're not our best selves. So how about being your best self? Your most honest self, your most helpful self, your most frugal self, your most generous self. How about being your best self every minute? And you say to yourself, is this my best self? Would it be better for me to just pick up that dollar on the street that I saw somebody drop, or would it be better to give it to them? Are you going to sell out for $1? No. Be your best self. Keep watching these shows, and I will see you next time. Thank you.